Hi, I'm Paris, and though I record here in the far corner of the house, it's often not quiet if anyone else is home. Lots of sound comes through the door into this back bedroom, so I either have to wait till there's nobody in the house before I can record, or else I have to be the nag that's out there saying, can you keep it down? Don't talk so loudly, turn the TV down. Well, I'm hoping the solution is right here.
EpicReviewGuys.
I've been researching acoustically isolating a room for recording in, and I found there are lots of expensive ways to do it that work great, and there's some cheap ways to do it, a couple which I've tried. They really don't do much at all. Price-wise, this is kind of an in-between solution. This is the AcoustiDoor from Residential Acoustics, and it weighs about 15 pounds, I think. And it's kind of like a curtain. So what I'm going to do, now they've included all the hardware that I need here, is I'm going to attach some hooks above the door frame. And then this has some grommets that sit on those hooks and some straps and things so that you can pull it up, you can lay it down over the door. And if you install it properly, this should reduce the sounds coming through that door by about 30 decibels. That's a lot of sound reduction. I'll link to the Residential Acoustics website down below this video if you'd like to check them out. Pretty highly rated, so I have high hopes for this. They also make Acousta curtains that come over your windows. They even have the kind that slides side to side, because that's my concern with this beast. This is one of their larger sizes. This is just going to be so heavy to have to lift up every time I want to go out the door. And how much does a mid-priced acoustic solution cost? Well, this AcoustiDoor is about $169 before shipping. You can custom order from them to exactly fit the size of your door. You can also choose different colors, different colored straps, different colored mounting hardware. They offer lots of options that all add to the price. This is their standard size that they keep in stock so they can ship it out to you right away, and it costs them less because they make a bunch of them just like this. It's 48 inches across and I think 90 inches top to bottom. I think I'm going to have to set up the camera over by the door so I can show you what this actually looks like when I open it up, the process of installing it, and see if you can hear the difference between what I'm dealing with now and once this is lying over the door. So here's my door, typical hollow interior house door. The sound comes not only through the door but around the edges. Have a listen and see if you can hear the sounds coming through. The volume on the TV is not too loud. I can hear it. I'm not sure if you'll be able to. Well, I'll test it out once I get it installed. In the box, in addition to the AcoustiDoor, some pretty basic instructions. I'd recommend you go to their website and watch an installation video before attempting this. Also, unless you pay for premium hardware, which means looks kind of fancy, you get real basic hardware for hanging the AcoustiDoor onto. So this is the side you'll normally see on the inside of the room. You can see the grommets there that are going to fit on those hooks. And then the other side, you'll notice this tape. Well, this is actually Velcro, so you can remove this and tape it right wherever the edge of this will be, along the edge of the door frame here, or a little further out, which will be the case with this large one. And then the Velcro on the door will match up to it, so you get a better not airtight, but reduced air seal, because air is your enemy when you're trying to block sound. Another important consideration is whether your door opens in or out. If it opens out, you can mount this basically just right above the door frame. My door opens in, which means I need to leave room. I need to mount this several inches above the door frame so it can be rolled up and sit above the door frame out of the way of the opening door. And though I said everything's included to install it, the first thing they mention is 2 people make this much easier to install, and I agree. You also need a hammer, and you need a tape measure and a level. So they include the hardware needed to get this to hang up, but they don't include all the tools you need or the companionship of someone to make it happen. I've measured and put in the first hook for the AcoustiDoor to hang on to. If the grommets are not going to match up with studs, then you probably should get one of those sheetrock mount pieces that goes inside and provides extra support to the hook. Otherwise, with the weight of the AcoustiDoor and the added weight of when you're pulling on the straps to lift it back up, I could see it pulling the hooks right out of the wall. All right, the hooks are installed. My spacing looks a little off, but I'm going to try to hang it up now and see what happens. I need to step on a step stool to hook them on. Hopefully I won't need to do that each time to roll it back up and get it to stay there. Well, the first two, the spacing is good. Number 3 also. Well, I got that mostly right. So here it is installed. I've not done the Velcro strips yet. I'm not going to tape that on until I'm sure this is exactly where it's going to stay. And as for a little extra material at the bottom, they say that's fine. Just have that lay flat and it should work okay. Now, let's see what I hear. Also my my light switch is mostly covered there. I still hear the TV, but it does sound quieter. I think I was expecting not to hear it at all. I do still hear it, but it's definitely much reduced. Applying the Velcro along the edges and then Velcroing it down, making sure it's good and snug along the bottom. I might get a better seal, might reduce the sound even more. Now to roll it up, if you have the Velcro installed, you need to work that loose. And then I believe these straps, you pull them, and it probably helps to reach down and to sort of help take the weight as it rolls up. Let me try it and see here. It'd be nice if you could just go like this, but I'm just afraid the whole thing will come down. Well, that's not so bad after all. Of course, I've only rolled up the first 6 inches of it. It's not that heavy yet. So here you can see as I'm starting to pull it back up, this is how it's going to hopefully roll. And I did notice as soon as I pulled it up 6 inches off the floor, sound was much louder. So long as the straps stay in the right position, it does seem like it does go into roll mode. Let me see if I can get a little higher here and show you. So that as the straps go up, it does roll itself as they go up, but of course it gets heavier the more you pull. Yeah, I can see the metal hook bending with my pulling. So I want to take the weight off. I guess I could do that. I can just roll it up and then pull the straps to catch up. Light switch. Yeah, I like that a lot better. It's good with that. Okay. The light switch. Oh my gosh. Now I'm going to find out if I left enough room for this to fit above the door so that I can still open the door. I'm thinking I should have rolled it tighter. Oh man, I don't think there's any way I'm going to be able to roll this up successfully without having to stand on the step stool each time. That's about as far as it's going to go unless I roll it a lot tighter. And there is the question of what to do with all the extra strap. So I'll have to give it another go and roll it up tighter. See if it's going to fit in that space above the door. But since I've got it here, let me see how easy it is to let it down. I can do that without getting on the step stool. Supposedly just lift the flaps here, these, and it should, gravity should do the work. Gravity, come on. It wants to go. Well, I'm stepping on the straps, so it's not going. Yeah, okay. Light switch. All right, I rolled it up tighter, and it is close to fitting now. It just needs another inch and a half, and I'll be able to open the door. That inch and a half, of course, is above where I currently have the hook, so I'm going to have to go further up. And then I will need to hand roll it tightly and then pull the straps up after. Looks like that's the only way it's going to work for me. But let's test out the sound blocking capabilities a little while it's still sitting here and installed. Okay, that is without the AcoustiDoor. And now, with it in place, let me make sure I've got this tightened up as much as I can. All right, let's try that sound again. Okay, Roxana, just try saying something in a normal voice now.
Hi, I'm Roxana, and I'm almost in this video.
Okay, go ahead and say that again now, please.
Hi, I'm Roxana, and I'm almost in this video.
Thanks a lot. Well, I'll reposition the acoustic door and try it out some more. My first impression is it's not blocking the sound the way that I thought it would. Again, it's already soft sounds that I'm dealing with, so maybe that's the issue. Maybe the ones they make for the windows that block the sound of the truck going down the street, maybe those are more effective. Of course, if I Velcroed it, that would probably help. This house was built in 1979, 1980, so it's possible too the interior walls act as sort of an echo chamber. So even though I block that direct airflow and the sound that comes with that by putting the AcoustiDoor around the cracks of the door, it's possible that the wall right there might be getting the sound from the hallway, vibrating it right on through into the room. It's also a chore putting that up each time since I have to hand roll it up and then do the straps, and it just barely, I think, will clear once I reset the hooks. Just barely clear the top of the door. And for the sound from the outside, since the street's right here, planning to replace this circa 1988 single pane glass window with at least a double pane glass window. Car going by right now. Will I be satisfied with the noise reduction provided by that? I don't know. The AcoustiDoor definitely did reduce the sound some, but wasn't as much as I was hoping for. You can find out more about it at the link down below this video, and I'll see you, and perhaps you'll be hearing all my household sounds in the next review.
Shopping is easy when you know what to buy. At EpicReviewGuys, we give it a try. What does the fox buy? Nobody knows, but before he goes shopping, he watches our video.